Hello, my name is Guy Sofer, and I am a product manager in the application modernization and connectivity part of Micro Focus. And this is a video about COBOL microservices creation. This is an extremely common request from customers now. You want to reuse your existing business logic and you want to expose it to other parts of your systems. The standard way to do that is by creating services. In order to do that, you need to understand your business process, isolate it, and expose it. We have great solutions for all these challenges. Application intelligence to understand the logic, code slicing for isolation, and the ability to create and containerize COBOL-based services. And you'll see all that in the demo. In this short demo, we'll take the store locator character-based COBOL UI on the left, find the code that implements the business logic, slice it out to a new program, create a RESTful service that exposes it, and then show how we containerize it and consume the service in the new HTML5 website on the right.
Okay, so now we'll go to our next microservice. This would be our store locator. So if I'll go navigate in the website to my store locator, it will not work right now, and we'll go to our second development environment, which is Visual Studio based this time, and we'll take a look at our distributed COBOL application that we want to extract the microservice from. So let's look at our application here, our COBOL application. I think it would look familiar to some of you. Just a regular menu-based application. I can navigate to the locate store given location information and to locate nearest store via latitude and longitude. And now I can enter the coordinates here, press enter, and I'll get the distance to the closest store and all the details from this store. So this is exactly the logic that I want to extract and expose as a microservice to the website. So let's look at it. And now again, I have all this code loaded here, and I need to pinpoint where this implementation actually is. So I'll use the same trick again. Although this is a different machine, they all connected to the same application intelligence server, so I have everything loaded right here. And I can go to my business rules again and look at the different business rules and see that I have a store locator here. Again, with the description, a technical description about what it's doing, getting the coordinates, reads a data file, computes the distance, and returns the closest store, and the business description that it should be exposed to the new website. I will again go over the code and look at it, some initialization, clearing the screen, which I don't care about because we don't need the UI, we just need the business logic, getting coordinates from the screen, and then finding the store logic. So find store, perform find store. So let's drill down into this one, and I can see that there's a validation here, some initialization, and then two different ways of getting the closest store logic, global or by a given country. Okay, so this is the implementation, and this is where the logic begins in the find stores section in our locate store program. So I will go to locate store in my development environment. It's in line 108. So I will go to line 108. And here it is, my find stores section, which I'm going to extract again using our code slicing. But this time, what I'm going to do actually is not just create a new program that actually duplicates the same logic. I want to extract the section And the difference is that I will still get the preview and create the new program with just the logic that I want. Here it is generating the preview, and I'm applying it. So I still get the new generated program that we just created, but also I have changed my original program that instead of having code duplication, I'm actually automatically changed it to call the new find store program that I just created. So the pattern is quite simple. Just to not interfere with the logic at all, we're moving all the information that is needed into new data items, then calling the new code slice program that we created, and moving the results back to our original data items and just continue with the flow of the program. So we now have again a new program with everything that is needed, including a linked section with input and output structure. And we have modified the original program to reuse this code. If you remember, we created the find store program, and we want to expose it as a web service. So for that, I have created a project here. In my project, I have my find store COBOL program, and all the programs that are needed, all the programs that are called from find stores, and including all the data that is needed in order to execute the store locator logic. And you probably ask yourself, well, this could be a very hard task in real-world applications. Of course, application intelligence and code analysis is here to the rescue again. For example, what I could do here is just to search for find stores. Here is my program, and by simply expanding the application intelligence server information here, I can easily see all the calls that are being made by the find stores program. I can see the calc distance, geohash, auto setup, and these are exactly the programs that I added here. And I can even see the data that is used. So we're only reading one file, which is the stores.dat file, and this is exactly what we have in our data folder right here. We can also look at the copybooks that are used in case we need it, but all the information that we need in order to build this new project or new isolated service is right here, powered by our application intelligence repository. Okay, so we have our project to create our REST service that will expose our find stores logic. And now let's add the find stores operation to it. So we'll create a new operation. The name would be just find stores. We need to choose which program will be invoked. This would be, of course, our find stores program, our code slice, and the entry point. And now I can just automatically map the linked section again to our interface fields. So I will just drag and drop them here and set the output structure as output and the input structure as input. And now I want to just, so you'll notice the amount of automation that we just saw. We automatically created a program that has all the code logic that we needed. We automatically created the linked section to be able to call this program. And now we automatically map those linked section to the interface field. As I mentioned before, what I want to do is to actually containerize it and deploy the service inside a Docker container. So for that, I will add COBOL Docker support to my service, to my COBOL service project. So I'm adding it. And now I click create. It is going to be based on the server that we deploy the service on. So the container will contain everything that is needed in order to provide the service. Now clicking OK. And what actually happened here is that a Docker file has been created and some Docker scripts have been added to our project. And now all I need to do is to test that it works. And I'll do that by running the project. And what this will do is actually create the Docker image that contains everything that is needed to run this service. We wanted to see next is that this was the development container that we're using to develop and debug it. But now what we want to do is actually expose the real container that includes the service to the outside world. So for that, we'll stop the development Docker container and we'll start our production Docker container that is just a copy of our development. Okay, we can actually look at the logs here of the Docker, and we can see that our Docker container is starting to run and getting deployed, and the service is getting deployed into the Docker container. Next thing that is going to happen is that the server is going to start. Here it is starting, and now it is started and ready to accept our requests. So this is our time to get back to our website and try it out. So if I'm using the longitude and latitude here, the coordinates, and sending the request to find the closest store, we'll see that we get the result back with the manager email, the telephone number, the name of the store, and we even took the coordinates that we got from the web service and generated a map to show where the store is.
So we saw how we use application intelligence and business rules to find the needed code, slice it out using the new refactoring tools in Enterprise Developer and Visual COBOL, then easily create a service that resides inside a Docker container and use it in a modern website. I guess the key takeaway is that we provide great technology to support application modernization and specifically service enablement and microservices creation. We cover all aspects from knowledge to refactoring and code slicing, and all the way to service creation and supporting deployments inside containers, if that's what you wish to do. Thank you very much.